Hey YouTube, it's Kristen and you're watching Chatterbox Budgets. Thank you for joining me for a video today. It is Friday, October 8th, 2021, and we are going to do my weekly check-in for October 1st through October 7th. So, I recently changed to weekly budgeting, not weekly, from bi-weekly to monthly budgeting. I am paid bi-weekly, but my paychecks in September are covering my expenses for October. So let's show you what I've spent so far. So I started off last week with a certain amount of money, and that will last me, or it's supposed to last me until the end of the month. And we're just going to see how I've done so far. So let's go back to the bill section first. Okay, so here's my, oh, that's the budget, wrong one. This is the bill section. Okay, so far, everything's come out the way it's supposed to. My Prosper payment for $160.71. My Walmart Plus subscription for $13.89. Google One, Google Storage, whatever it's called, came out for $9.99. YouTube Premium was $12.85. Con Service, which is the utilities for my apartment complex, that came out for $75.02. Avenue 5, which is my apartment, my rent, is $1,225. That came out as expected. Cricket, which is my cell phone, I budget $68 because that's what my cost is supposed to be, but they only charged me $63. Kindle Unlimited was $10.71. Probably should narrow this in. Yardi, which is a fee I pay for paying my rent electronically online with electronic funds transfer. That was that was 95 cents. And then First Premier Bank Card, they actually charged me 22 cents. This one's kind of strange because I had already paid this. So when I got the bill like a month ago, there's a $12 monthly fee, and they had given me a credit for a couple of months to help cover when I tried to call to cancel, they gave me like $45 to kind of compensate me, or I don't know, to keep me staying with them for a while. Anyway, I accidentally used that card last month for like $16 on my Walmart Pay because I grabbed the wrong MasterCard. And so I was left with nothing on the account. So when they charged the $12 monthly fee last month, it ended up being a 22-cent balance. So I paid it the second I got the bill. And then I had forgotten that they are not set up to take into account any payments you've made before they take the payment out. And so they took out 22 cents on the 5th, which it's 22 cents. Not a big deal, but I do need to call and cancel that card because they do have an annual fee that's due in November. And I do not want to pay that. And then Dominion, which is my natural gas, that came out for $31 as expected. And then today is payday, but my paycheck's actually going to my bank account on the 7th. And so that was like $1,300 or something. It was probably just barely under $1,300 for the actual take-home pay. And then I do have like $110 that goes into savings, things like that. So we still have a few things left this month. And then one thing to talk about, actually we'll talk about that in a minute. So everything's going the way it's expected. And as I said, these payments are being paid for out of my income from last month. Hold on, buddy, just a minute. Shh. I apologize for the dog in the background. My grandma's dog is here visiting, and so Zeus is whimpering at her for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, so spending as far as that goes. So these are my stickers that I make myself. So we're going to cover the 1st through the 7th. I have not used any cash because well, that's not true. I haven't used anything from my cash wallet. I did use something from my Freedom Fund. So we'll just go over that real quick. So on Saturday the 2nd, I did go to Walmart and I did spend quite a bit of money. The reason, shh, stop, buddy. The reason for that is, I am stocking up for the next 3 months at work because I will be working overtime, and at least until January, and so things get pretty crazy, and because of that I wanted to stock up on all my groceries that I could, everything except for stuff that has like a short shelf life, like milk and bread and stuff. So I spent $115.21 on food on the 2nd, and this is not coming out of my envelopes, my regular budget. This is just coming out of basically my savings and my budget for long-term stocking up on things. Walmart was $59.86. That's for home stuff. I did buy a folding chair to use for filming videos, and then also what else did I buy? Oh, some shelves for my pantry items because I didn't have enough room for them where they usually go. And then some other things like some more cleaning supplies and stuff. I think it might have been mostly just the shelves and the chair. And then I paid $16.61 for pets, and that was for canned pumpkin for my dog. We already have a lot, but he has it with every meal because it helps with his stomach problems. And so because of that, I stock up on it when I can because this time of year it's hard to find it because pumpkin's so popular, of course, for Thanksgiving and Halloween and stuff. So I spent $16 on that, and then for we'll skip this one for a second. We'll come back for personal items like personal care stuff. I spent $240.64. That includes like 7 sets of fake nails, 5, actually probably 11 bottles of nail polish, which seems excessive, and I realized that as soon as when I was checking out actually, but the color that I bought is a limited edition and it's my favorite, and so I wanted to buy as many as I could, and I figured that way I don't have to buy nail polish in another 6 months. And then I also bought like razor refills, razor cartridges, whatever you want to call them, shaving gel, deodorant, all of that kind of stuff. I will be doing a haul on that. But basically, I purchased everything that'll cover me for 3 to 6 months for personal care. And then I also spent $88.19 for shopping. Part of that was for clothes. I did buy a couple of shirts to wear when I go on my trip in January. I may not keep those. I'm not quite sure yet. I wanted to get something. I got one of black and one of gray and 2 different types of shirts. And my plan was to not wear them until my trip, so that way they have a limited amount of dog hair on them. But I am not sure that I want to spend that kind of money. And then the rest of it was Hobbies. And I honestly can't remember what I got that I counted as hobbies. It's usually things like my pens, index cards, paper, things like that, but I'm not quite sure what it was this time. Not a big deal though. I'm sure I could figure it out. And then, the last one on there. So I use my savings from my HSA and also just my regular savings to stock up on everything pharmacy related for the next 6 months, 3 to 6 months. So I spent $665.41 for pharmacy items, health and beauty items. And that will seem like a lot, and it is, but it's also 6 months worth in theory, 3 to 6 months worth. So I purchased 3 bottles of everything. So 3 bottles of multivitamins, 3 bottles of calcium, 3 bottles of magnesium. They didn't have the iron that I normally take, so I got some different iron that was more expensive than what I normally take. And then, what else did I buy? Hair, skin, and nails supplements. And then I also purchased I stocked up on Aleve and Excedrin, all those kind of things. And I usually purchase the store brand, not the name brand. But so basically, I stocked up on everything I could possibly need for self-care, or not for health. So supplements, vitamins, all that kind of stuff. And then also I did purchase some stuff for colds or whatever. So I take Alka-Seltzer cold and which is just effervescent. So I bought some of that. I bought some cough drops and some throat spray, and then basically just stocking up so that if I do get sick, I don't have to go to the store. I have it on hand, and I would love to not have to use that. That would be great. I mean, it sounds wasteful, but I'm hoping not to get sick because that will really throw off everything. Anyway, and then I also got 2 over-the-counter inhalers that I use because they're less expensive than the one I get for my prescription, and I forgot to get my prescription refilled, but also because I don't use the inhalers the way they're supposed to be used. I have a hard time coordinating my brain and my inhaling at the same time, so I usually end up not using them before they expire, and so it just makes sense to spend a little bit less on those. I do have to go back and get some over-the-counter, well, it's actually behind the counter, as a medication, the capsules that I take, because they are limited. You can only get a certain amount per period, like 2 weeks or month or whatever, due to federal regulations, which I totally support. Anyway, so yeah, that seems like a lot. I will be doing a haul on that too, just to show you, but I also got nasal rinse stuff. I got asthma medication. I just stocked up on everything, and so I won't have to buy any of that kind of stuff for 3 to 6 months, hopefully 6 months, but some of it will only last 3 months. So that was that day. And then on this Sunday the 3rd, These actually happened on the 2nd, but they didn't show on my card until the 3rd, and there's no room on the 2nd. So Walmart, I got a credit for $2.04. That was because the week before when I did the self-checkout, I accidentally charged myself for too many bottles of soda, which is so silly. It's really bad when you're the one making the mistake, when you're ringing yourself up. But they gave me the money back. And then I also returned some stuff for the home that was $62.82. I had purchased a Brita water pitcher and some other stuff for that I decided I don't want, because I don't want to be spending money on refills. And also I read the reviews on the ones I had purchased, and the reviews were really low. They were actually the Equate version of, no, the Great Value version, the Great Value version of the Brita filters, or the Brita water system, whatever. And the reviews were horrible, and I just decided I went a different direction. So the only cash I've actually used this whole time was the $40 for Boss's Day. That was on the 5th. And I didn't actually use the cash. What I did is I paid with my Venmo card, which is a cash app. And then I will put that $40 either towards my bank account so I can reimburse myself, or just hold on to that until I do another withdrawal, and then I can just take it out of there. The last charge was the $7 for first Premier. The reason I didn't count this as a bill payment like I did the other one is because I did pay it twice. So this is the unplanned one, and like I said, no big deal. Okay, so that's my spending for this last week. So the only unplanned spending was basically on Saturday, and it actually was planned. It just wasn't necessarily, I didn't think I would spend as much as I did, but it works out just fine because I just won't spend it later, and I did have the money put aside for it. So okay, so let's go through my wallet real quick. My cash wallet, just so we can see what I've got left for the rest of the month. And as we've talked about before, you may not have been able to watch that video, but I'm paid biweekly. I'm an hourly employee, but I am trying to be a month ahead on my bills and my spending and things like that. Not spending, I keep saying that. My bills and just basically being a month ahead. So what is in my wallet is what's left for the rest of this month. To spend on the things in here. So we're gonna start with gas. And actually, before I start, let me get my Sort Quick out. This stuff, it's fingertip moistener, and it's not sponsored, but if I don't use this, I end up licking my fingers, which is so absolutely disgusting. We don't want that to happen, because first of all, money is gross anyway, but also just you. Okay, so in gas and fuel, we should have $40. There's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. That's for gas. I probably won't use this unless I decide to do Walmart grocery delivery. I already pay the Walmart Plus, but my goal was to not use the grocery delivery because I have to spend $35 every time. So I'd rather just go into the store and pick up the few things that I need every week, since I already have the pantry full of everything else. However, me walking into Walmart as a compulsive shopper, and considering I'm still in panic buying mode, I'm afraid that won't be the best option for me, so I may have to do the grocery delivery and just do 2 weeks worth of whatever I can. So, but we should have $100 in here because I hadn't spent anything out of it from the last week. The money I spent on groceries last week came out of my, actually I used my credit card. It'll come out of my checking account. So I'm not taking it out of this envelope because it was planned expenses, even though it was, it should have been part of last month's spending, let's put it that way. But they didn't have the stuff I needed for groceries last week when I was there. They didn't have everything. So I stocked up on the rest of it this week. The other thing, too, is the shelves were pretty empty in the pharmacy area, actually pretty much everywhere. And so that kind of kicked in panic mode. Even though I'm purchasing to cover myself so that I don't have to worry about things the next 3 months while work is crazy, I also want to be prepared in case there are supply limits, things like that again. So, because you never know what's going to happen. I'm not usually a bulk shopper like that, just because I'm always afraid that I'll spend a lot of money on stuff, have it here, and then I'll have to evacuate and not be able to take it with me or something. So this is all new for me, and it's causing its own kind of panic. But anyway, so groceries should have 100. There's 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. So $100 for groceries for the next 3 weeks. 21 days, whatever. I guess that's the same thing, isn't it? It is. Okay, and then in home, which is home supplies, toilet paper, dish soap, things like that, there's $10. I may need to get some more dish soap because that's one thing I did not buy in bulk. I should have bought a big bottle at Sam's Club and I didn't. And then miscellaneous has $2.5, so that's $10. And then personal has $10. Again, shouldn't need that because I bought so much stuff, but just in case I need it, I have it. And then over in pets, we'll have 40, 10, 20, 30, 40. I don't plan on using that either because I did buy everything for my pets. However, if I come across some more canned pumpkin, I may buy some more of that. It's just better to have it on hand, and then that's for the rest of the month. So this is my cash for the rest of October. I will be changing how I do this. My plan for either the rest of this month or maybe just for November is to take out $300 in cash per paycheck and put that in aside and then use that for the next month's spending expenses. So I'll have $600 a month in cash to use for my envelopes and stuff. But if I took it out this month, it would still be funding for November. So that's why I haven't really decided yet. I'm still thinking about it. I did a limited budget this month because I had already spent so much money. I didn't want to spend more. Okay, so the next one is my planner. Oh, this video is longer than I wanted it to be. I'm so sorry, you guys. Okay, planner. So everything's still empty except for gifts. Gifts has 40 left, 2040. That's for birthday at the end of the month. I should probably put that in the bank so I can use my Venmo card again or my Venmo app again, but I may actually be able to give it in person. So, okay, personal care. I've got 20, 40, 60, 70. This is for my hair appointment on the 21st. I hope that's enough. I need to go check. I keep forgetting to do that. And then that's all that I have in my Freedom Fund. The account's empty right now. I need to work on that. I'm just still trying to figure all this stuff out. So the most important thing was just to get a month ahead on my bills and all that stuff. Okay, so then this is my back to bank whatever thing. So here's the $40 that I took out for the gift for Boss's Day. And that will either go back to the bank or instead of withdrawing $40 more from the ATM, I would just take out $40 less. So one thing I wanted to mention is that the whole paying the bills a month in advance is not really working for me. I admire people who can do that, and I still want to do that. But what I'm going to do is focus on paying half of my rent, half of my utilities, each paycheck. So with this paycheck, I would, in theory, pay half my rent for November because October is already paid. And I'm toying with the idea of paying it as soon as I get paid so that it's paid, or, well, no, wait until I get the invoice because the invoice hits about the 21st of the month. And then pay half of it then and then pay the other half when I get paid the next time. That way I am paying it in advance. However, I'd have to pay the 95 cents twice, which isn't a big deal, but I don't know. I may just let it sit in my savings account, my checking account, and let it accrue interest while it's there. The other thing is I'm turning off the auto pay on my utilities, my gas and my electricity, so I can pay those myself on the first of the month. I'm going to wait until after Rocky Mountain Power comes out this week or this next week, and then I'll get those fixed. So the only one I'll have left that will be on auto payment for that kind of stuff, I think, is State Farm for my car insurance and my home insurance. So anyway, sorry, that was a little bit longer than I meant for it to be. What I'm focused mostly on is being able to pay my bills when the bill is issued, basically, or not when I get the bill, but when I get notification that there's a new bill available, because everything's electronic for me. So that's my goal. Rent, I may want to pay ahead. I'm not sure yet, but having the month ahead funds in my checking account was not really working as well for me as I wanted it to. I can't take it out in cash because I'm not comfortable having that kind of cash on hand, and also because getting back to the bank to deposit it before the bills get paid is inconvenient. And so I have some other ideas, things I'm going to play with, but the point is I'm still ahead on my bills. My credit cards are still all paid except for my Discover card, which I used for those shopping trips last week, and I'm going to work on either paying all of that with this paycheck or paying half now and half on my next paycheck and just take it out of what I would have spent from those categories. So still playing with it, but the point is I still have the money available right now for what I need to spend for October, as well as putting part of it aside for November, and that was the goal. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing well, and have a good day. Take care.